If you're struggling with stubborn belly fat, you are not alone. But the truth is, what you do in the first few minutes of your morning can completely change how your body burns fat for the rest of the day. Today, I'll show you 10 powerful, science-backed exercises you can do right after waking up without equipment, without a gym, and without spending hours working out. These movements activate your core, speed up your metabolism, and help your body tap into fat-burning mode from the moment you step out of bed. If you're ready to finally see real results, let's begin. Every morning, the human body wakes up with an opportunity to reset metabolism, activate deep core muscles, and signal your fat-burning systems to switch on before the distractions of the day take over. Most people underestimate the power of what just 10 to 20 minutes of intentional movement can do, especially when it comes to reducing stubborn belly fat. But belly fat does not simply disappear by chance. It responds to consistency, to activation of the right muscle groups, and to exercises that force the core to stabilize, twist, contract, and extend in all the ways it was designed to, but rarely does during a normal day. The routine you are about to learn is designed for your mornings, when your body can naturally boost calorie burn, and when the metabolic effect of exercise lasts the longest. These top 10 movements are structured to challenge your heart rate, strengthen your core, and recruit muscles across your arms, legs, and torso, ensuring that you burn more calories not only during the workout but for hours afterward. Before we jump into the first exercise, remember this: you do not need a gym, you do not need equipment, and you do not need complicated choreography. You only need your body, a little bit of space, and the commitment to stay with the routine. If you can do that, morning after morning, your core strength will increase, your endurance will rise, and belly fat will slowly begin to shrink. This is not a shortcut, it's not a miracle trick. It's a method, simple, sustainable, and highly effective when done consistently. Now, let's begin with the first movement. We start with a move that wakes up your entire body. High knee chop is performed on the right side. Imagine drawing energy from above your head and driving it down through your knee as if you are chopping an invisible object toward your thigh. The movement begins with your hands lifted overhead and your torso tall. Then, as your right knee rises sharply toward your chest, your arms swing downward diagonally in a controlled chopping motion. This dynamic combination creates a rotational demand on your core, especially the obliques, while also elevating your heart rate from the very first seconds of the workout. What makes this move so effective for burning belly fat is the multi-directional activation. You aren't just lifting a knee, you're twisting, contracting, and stabilizing your midsection while your lower body drives upward. As you repeat this motion, try to maintain rhythm. Let your breathing follow your movement. Inhale as you reach up and exhale sharply as you chop down. This exercise is powerful in the morning because it activates your hip flexors, your abdominal wall, your shoulders, and your cardiovascular system simultaneously. The right side may feel a little tight at first, but that's normal. As your body warms up, the movement becomes more fluid. What matters is that your core stays engaged with every rep. High knee chops are a reminder that burning belly fat requires more than crunching. It requires twists, movements that cross the midline, and patterns that mimic real-life motion. After 30 seconds of consistent chopping, you will feel heat in your core and notice your breathing deepen. That's exactly what we want. Now that your right side is activated, we repeat the same movement on the left. Changing sides may feel like a relief at first, but you'll notice quickly that your body must readjust to the coordination of a new direction. Your hands start overhead, your torso stays long, and the motion becomes a diagonal chop toward your rising left knee. The goal is not speed. The goal is controlled power. Each rep should feel like you are intentionally contracting your core, tightening the muscles around your waist and setting a steady tempo that your breathing can follow. Working both sides evenly is essential for strengthening your obliques and creating full abdominal engagement. When the left knee rises, your lower abs must stabilize, your arms must generate momentum, and your torso must rotate with purpose. This rotation is one of the most underrated components in fat-burning workouts. Rotational exercises force the core to work harder than straight-line movements and require the deeper muscle fibers, like the transverse abdominis, to activate. When these deep core muscles strengthen, your waist becomes tighter, your midsection becomes more stable, and your overall posture improves. By the time you complete your high knee chops on the left, your heart rate should be elevated. That's exactly the point. This warm-up phase is designed to kickstart your metabolism and prepare your body for the more intense, core-focused exercises ahead. With your body now awake, we move into cross jump jacks, a variation of the classic jumping jack that challenges coordination and engages the midsection more intensely. Instead of simply opening and closing the arms and legs, the cross jack requires your feet to cross over each other on the landing, while your arms cross at the wrists in front of your chest. The simple addition of a crossing pattern forces your core to stabilize while your limbs move quickly. This is important because belly fat is best burned through cardio strength movements, exercises that raise your heart rate while engaging your muscles. Cross-jump jacks increase your heart rate significantly, helping create a calorie deficit, one of the most essential components of reducing fat storage around the midsection. But these jacks do more than just burn calories. They also improve coordination, hip mobility, and rhythm. Your breathing will naturally increase here, and that's good. You want oxygen flowing, blood circulating, and your body transitioning into full metabolic activation. Keep your movements light and springy. Land softly to protect your joints, but maintain enough intensity that you feel heat building across your core and legs. This section marks the transition from warm-up to fat-burning mode. Your body is now fully primed, and your core is ready for deeper activation. Now, we shift focus toward controlled, deliberate movement with body extensions. This exercise may look simple, but it is one of the most effective ways to strengthen your lower back and the deeper layers of your abdominal muscles. Begin by standing tall or lying face down, depending on the style you prefer. In this routine, body extensions involve hinging slightly at the hips while reaching your arms forward, palms facing inward, creating length in your torso. As you lift your arms and chest slightly upward, your lower back engages and your core tightens to stabilize the movement. Body extensions are essential because many people forget that the back is part of the core. A weak lower back limits your ability to perform abdominal exercises effectively and increases your risk of injury. Strong back extensors allow your abdominal muscles to contract more effectively and help correct posture, which visually reduces the appearance of belly protrusion. This movement also stretches the front side of the body, particularly the hip flexors and abdominal wall, creating balance between strengthening the muscles behind you and lengthening the muscles in front. The more balanced your core becomes, the more efficient your fat-burning workouts will be. During extensions, breathe deeply and move intentionally. You should feel your spine lengthening and your midline tightening gently with every repetition. Slow does not mean weak. It means controlled activation, which is exactly what your body needs here. Once your back is activated, we shift into bicycle crunches, one of the most effective abdominal exercises ever created. This movement requires full upper and lower abdominal activation while incorporating rotation, extension, and contraction. Begin by lying on your back, placing your hands gently behind your head, and lifting your shoulders off the ground. As one knee rises toward your chest, your opposite elbow rotates toward it, while the other leg extends out straight. The key to bicycle crunches is precision, not speed. When performed correctly, this exercise targets the rectus abdominis, obliques, and hip flexors in a single seamless motion. It forces your core muscles to engage continuously because there's no rest between rotations. Your legs remain active, your torso remains lifted, and your breathing must match your pace. This exercise is especially powerful for reducing belly fat because it activates both the upper and lower abdominal regions, areas that often store fat when the body is stressed or inactive. As you continue cycling, imagine your waistline narrowing with each twist. Feel the burn, but don't let your form break. Keep your elbows wide, your core tight, and your movement fluid. Bicycle crunches are a cornerstone of effective belly fat routines because they simulate natural rotational motion while demanding endurance from your midline. Next, we introduce leg kicks, a lower AB movement that also challenges your stability. In this routine, the kicks are performed with your hands placed beside your hips or slightly behind you for support, while your legs alternate in a forward kicking motion. The idea is to keep your core tight while maintaining control of the kicking movement. Leg kicks target the lower part of the abdominal wall, an area that tends to store more fat due to hormonal changes, stress, or prolonged sitting. When you perform leg kicks, avoid leaning too far back. Keep a long spine and engage your core as if you're trying to pull your belly button inward. Your kicks don't have to be high, they simply need to be controlled and consistent. This exercise creates a sense of tension in your lower ABS, which helps build strength and endurance over time. As you continue, you will feel your hip flexors engage, your thighs working, and your breathing becoming more pronounced. Leg kicks are an excellent movement to perform in the morning because they awaken your lower body while reinforcing stability in your pelvis, something crucial for reducing belly fat. Weak pelvic stability can make it harder for your core to work efficiently during fat-burning exercises. With consistent practice, leg kicks help rebuild that foundational strength. As we continue through the routine, we shift toward lengthening and lateral activation with overhead reach. This movement combines stretching with controlled contraction to work the obliques and the sidewalls of the torso. Start by standing tall with your arms extended above your head. Slowly lean your body to one side as your arm reaches overhead, creating a long arc through your ribcage and down the side of your waist. Overhead reach might feel like a stretching exercise, but it is one of the most powerful ways to target the lateral muscles that shape the waistline. By lengthening the obliques, you're also strengthening them through eccentric contraction, a form of engagement that improves muscle tone and stability. Morning is an ideal time for this movement because your muscles are stiff from sleep. An overhead reach helps restore mobility to your spine and torso while activating the deeper core layers. When performed intentionally, this movement helps reduce stiffness, improves posture, and engages the muscles that frame your abdominal wall. Combined with the cardio and core exercises earlier in the routine, the overhead reach provides balance and enhances the overall fat-burning effect of the workout. Once your core and sides are activated, we bring your heart rate back up with running in place. This simple but powerful movement boosts your cardiovascular system and increases total calorie burn. Running in place requires minimal space but delivers significant metabolic benefit. As you lift your knees and pump your arms, your entire body works together to maintain rhythm and pace. This movement is essential because reducing belly fat requires not just strengthening muscles, but increasing overall calorie expenditure. Running in place activates your calves, thighs, glutes, core, and arms, creating a full-body cardio effect without any equipment. The higher you lift your knees, and the more consistently you pump your arms, the more intense the workout becomes. This is your moment to push a little harder. Your breathing will intensify, your heart will beat stronger, and your body will enter a fat-burning state. Even 30 to 45 seconds of running in place can significantly spike your metabolic rate. helping you burn fat throughout the rest of the workout and long after you are done. As we approach the end of this routine, take a moment to slow your breathing and let your heart rate gradually come down. Stretch gently through your sides, your hip flexors, and your lower back. These muscles have worked hard, and the cool down is your opportunity to help them recover and reset. Remember that burning belly fat isn't about doing hundreds of crunches or following extreme routines. It's about consistency, movement quality, and activating the entire core, not just the front of your abs. Every morning that you dedicate to this workout, you strengthen your metabolism, improve your posture, and build the foundation for a leaner and stronger body. Stay committed, stay consistent. And remember, change happens gradually, but with every rep, every breath, and every morning session. You are moving closer toward the body you want and the health you deserve.